Okay, so today we have "The Song Doesn't End When It's Over" by Morrissey, and this was from the low and high school days. This was not on the album, but that title just intrigues me. It almost reminds me of the Doors, "When the Music's Over" title. So anyway, we're gonna get into this. Apparently, it's a Boz and Moz composition. So let's go and talk about it after. Lord.
This song doesn't end when it's over.
Bombastic.
This song doesn't end when it's over. Oh no, it goes on in your mind. I sing and it stings you, and now my work is done. Do you recall when I was in love with you? Do you recall the lengths I would go to? I must have been out of my mind. This song doesn't end just because it's over. No, it goes on in your head, in your hospital bed. You hear me instead of drip, 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 and oh, it goes on in your mind. I sing, it stings you, and now my work is done. When I was in love with you, do you recall the lengths I would go to? I must have been out of my mind. On in your mind. I sing and it stings you, and now my work is done. Do you recall when I was in love with you? Do you recall I would go to? No mountain too high. There were miles of smiles. No repulsive expense could ever not make sense. It's great to be out of your mind.
Well, there it goes. My God. So anyway, "This Song Doesn't End When It's Over" by Morrissey for another Morrissey Friday. So from the get-go, I was thinking, okay, so this is going to be another experimental Morrissey song. And that's one of those things where people have talked about, is it experimental just to be experimental? Is it actually good? Does he accomplish anything with his experiment? And I got to say, I'm not running away from this sound, though. I mean, I like from the get-go, it's a little buildup of tension just within the few first seconds of the track. and then we go into, we kind of slide our way in, it's smooth our way in, but then I mean that guitar tone is so fuzzy. I want to say there's feedback. It's gritty, it's crunchy. The bass is crunchy as well, and it's kind of underlying everything else, and is kind of under everything else in a way. And then also we have the shots of the synth that come in there, or the keyboard, however you want to say it, but I guess the synth, and then Morrissey's vocal melody, which I think kind of steals the show here. I don't know, I just really enjoyed his slowness. I really enjoyed how methodical he was, and that's what I've been saying, I feel like, the last few weeks. His slow, methodical delivery, but it happens again. I feel like he's very calculated. I feel like his calculatedness has to be a point here because of these lyrics. These lyrics are very, I mean, he's in his villainous arc. He seems to be, taking the piss or whatever. He seems to be mad or angry at somebody and frustrated with somebody, and he's kind of torturing them through his songs. And I, again, I kind of think that's a bit humorous, but maybe not for the person that it's happening to. And I don't know if he was thinking about an actual person when he was doing this, but obviously, and maybe he's thinking about a bunch of people, because of course, with some of these lines, I mean, it's one of those points again where it seems like one line could have 2 or 3 meanings. I mean, I know we're talking about how he might be torturing somebody with the song here. Once they hear his voice, they're going to want to die because it stings them. I mean, we'll get to the lyrics soon, but I just want to talk about this off the top anyway. And then also, when he talks about how his music will live on after he's gone. I mean, of course it will. I mean, we still listen to people that died hundreds of years ago. Beethoven comes to mind. I mean, my God. But Chopin, my God. But anyway, so that comes to mind too. So there's just, I don't know, different meanings to me that happen right off the bat. But I do also want to didn't mention Matt Walker's drumming here. But that's one thing that always comes to mind. No matter what the song is, I feel like Matt Walker can be loud, can be crashing as hell, especially on those cymbals. Can be unapologetically I guess loud again, and he just sounds so bombastic here, and that's one of the main points that came to mind. And I do think that he and Morrissey worked well, especially with Morrissey's slow delivery, and how Matt can calm down at points, but then he can build up again when he wants to. So when the song calls for it, and so I liked his part too. I guess Matt was maybe my favorite part too, besides Morrissey's vocals. But yeah, I didn't hate the crunchy vibe, the guttural kind of gritty vibe to it, and just how loud and I guess again just how loud and I don't know what another word is. Just how loud it is, and just how kind of crazy that sounds, and how different that sounds for Morrissey, I guess, again. But I didn't really hate it again. But anyway, I'm going to get into these lyrics now, because what the hell. So let's move up here to the, top line. This song doesn't end when it's over. The song doesn't end when it's over. And, I mean, we start off with the title, and it's kind of talking about what I was talking about. Morrissey seems to be very self-aware. Is he going after a past lover alone, or is he going after anybody listening to him that doesn't like him? I mean, my God, I know Morrissey has his critics, of course, yes, and is he talking to those people as well? The song doesn't end when it's over. It will go on in your mind. And is he only talking about this song? Probably not. Any one of his songs, from the Smiths or his solo stuff, you're going to listen to these songs until you're dead, or you're going to hear them until you're dead. You can't escape me. I mean, my God, it's again, he seems to be in his villainous arc here. Oh no, it goes on in your mind. I sing and it stings you, and now my work is done. I mean, he sounds like a bee, or a hornet, wherever it is. And I actually want to say, because what the hell? Why not? Just a couple days ago, I heard a buzz, and I don't know why I'm talking about this now, but I looked up at my light, and there was a fucking hornet, a big one. And it's the middle of winter where I am. And scared the crap out of me. Anyway, killed that thing with some raid. But yeah, anyway, that reminded me of this. But yeah, why is there a hornet in my room in February when it's minus 20? Anyway, so yeah, Morrissey though seems to be a bee here. Seems to be some kind of wasp. I sing and it stings you, and my work is done. Because once I hurt you in that way, my mission accomplished, and I can go on. And maybe like a bee, he can die happily after that. So anyway, we go on with the chorus though. Do you recall when I was in love with you? Do you recall the lengths I would go to? I must have been out of my mind. And the lengths I would go to, I mean, I don't know why, but obviously that kind of comes to mind of Losing My Religion by R.E.M., the lengths that I would go to. But either way, this is a different song. So when I was in love with you, again, talking about you... I must have been out of my mind to love you. I must have been insane. I must have been crazy. But as we go on, it seems like, you have to be insane to be in love. So, the last line kind of tells some of that as well. But either way, kind of just saying, showing them, I must have been out of my mind to love you. I mean, that's not a good thing to say, obviously. And it's, just showing again that, I don't know where I was in my life that I ever really liked you, but either way, we go on to the second verse. This song doesn't end just because it's over. No, it goes on in your head in your hospital bed. You'll hear me instead of a drip, drip, drip. Again, when you're on like your deathbed, perhaps when you're in the hospital, I would think, you know, taking your last breaths, and all you hear is that drip, drip, drip from the water, or just maybe the water in the sink or whatever kind of medical equipment around you. All you'll hear is me. And again, he's going in. I mean, my God, he's not holding back at all. And I kind of find it humorous. What's more, I want to zero in on this last chorus now. Do you recall when I was in love with you? Do you recall the links I would go to? So you've heard those lines, but the next three are different. No mountain too high. There were miles of smiles. Again, ain't no mountain high enough. I think of Marvin Gaye, of course. And then miles of smiles. We had lots of laughs, lots of smiles, lots of love was going on there. And it seems like he's getting in his feels, as the kids say today, I guess. And now he has a mix of maybe regret, of nostalgia, and that all these things he was just talking about. I guess I should give the last two lines. No repulsive expense could ever not make sense. It's great to be out of your mind. Again, I would do anything for love. It's great to be out of your mind almost feels like another way of saying it's great to be in love. So again, it seems like all this stuff he was talking about, all these emotions and all, you know, my voice will linger on for you all the time. But he's also feeling these emotions finally at the end of the song here. He's kind of saying what he feels like too. And that it's not only on this other person that he's been kind of bashing the whole time, but that now he's having these emotions and having these maybe regrets, or again, or just thinking about those times when they were in love and before the relationship was done or got toxic, whatever it is. But yeah, I just like how he changes it up and again adds a couple layers to it. I mean, like Shrek said, onions have layers. This song seems to have some layers to her. So anyway, but yeah, I just like how he talked about the whole time. Do you recall when I was in love with you, whatever? And then I must have been out of my mind, but that's not a bad thing. And how it ends off there, you know, it's not a bad thing to be out of your mind. You got to be out of your mind to be in love. The only way to go at love sanely is, I guess, is to go at it insanely. So anyway, there you go. So thanks for watching, I guess. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, all the support. Thanks for suggesting this song. I think somebody suggested this, I want to say. But either way, I did like the big crunchy loudness of it all. It was kind of fun, I thought, anyway, and I didn't hate that at all. And I liked the vocal melody, and the lyrics were very poignant and very introspective in a way too. So thanks for everything. I'll talk to you folks again soon.